Streamers, welcome to 2025. You guys are here because you want to embark on your streaming journey, or maybe you just want to kind of revamp and go back over and see what you missed. The goal of this is going to be to take you guys from the very beginning. If you're like me 5 years ago, started streaming and was like, I don't even know how to use a PC. I'm here to help you guys with a PC. Console streamers. If you're on a console, leave it down, a comment down below, let me know, and I'll make a series for you guys. But right now we're focused on PC streamers who are just now starting out. So again, guys, we're going to start with what platforms to use, where to stream, and all that very quickly. We're not going to go into a lot of detail. We're not going to have a long conversation. If you're here, if you made it to this video, I assume you've already had these discussions with friends or other streamers, or with yourself, trying to decide where you want to stream and what you want to stream on. Guys, and my name is Aztecan59. Everybody just calls me Aztec or Aztecan. I do stream on YouTube and Twitch Thursdays through Sundays, 9 p.m. Central Time to midnight. I play all kinds of different games, mostly COD. Right now we're on our Elden Ring grind. We're doing all kinds of different things. We play a variety of games. Okay, so before we decide what platform we stream on, we need to figure out what we're streaming with. So I definitely recommend OBS as a longtime OBS user. I did start on Streamlabs. There's nothing wrong with Streamlabs per se. If you're comfortable there and you want it to be super easy on you, I would do that. But I promise you, after a while of streaming, once you understand what your wants and needs are, you're going to eventually most likely make that move over to OBS unless some other new thing comes out, which every time it does, they die out pretty quick. I think OBS is here to stay. Just because it's a lot better on your computer and its resources, and everything is custom. I mean, that's kind of the part where it's not like so new user friendly, where you got to figure out how to put things in. But OBS is king. Trust me, guys. Let's just start there. It'll be way easier on you in the long run. Okay, so like I said, we're literally going to show you guys OBS. Just type it in. There it is, Studio. Click Studio, OBS Studio. I don't have it on the game PC, so we're going to download it and use the game PC. So it's all fresh, so you guys can walk through every step for every video with me. All right, so here, OBS Studios. What do you have? Windows, Mac, Linux. I have Windows. I personally am running 11. I like it. And then we'll just sit here and download it. Comes up to the top. Click on it. It's done. Click on it. Are you sure you're yes? Next. Next. Install. Very easy. You don't have to read nothing. Don't have to sit here and worry about it. Next, install. Let it do its thing. I got really good internet, so this really shouldn't take very long. This is the first time I'm ever downloading it, so it might take a minute. Epic Games, get out of here, bro. We're not worried about you right now. All right, now that we have the Epic Games launcher out of the way, sorry about that. Again, this is my gaming PC, so it's got all my launchers on it. Setup is complete, didn't take very long. OBS Studios 31.0 is where we're at right now at the time of this video. We're literally the first day of January, guys, 2025. Welcome to the new year. Just leave it on launch OBS and finish. Go ahead and close out of this window. As you guys can see, we now have OBS here. All right, so this is very important not to just be running by and clicking these things. It's asking you, do you want to optimize for streaming and recording, optimize for just recording, or I'll only be using virtual camera. So if you're wanting to stream, we want the first option. If you're just wanting to make YouTube videos and just record, then I would go with the second option. Virtual camera, I guess, if you're doing some kind of business stuff and you're just wanting the camera from it, I guess, but you wouldn't be on this video if that was the case. So we're going to go with the first option, hit next. Okay, so it's automatically taking my base resolutions and all that, telling me the FPS. I'm going to go ahead and manually make sure I'm on 60. This is for me again, guys. We'll go through the settings and explain all that stuff, but I already know that I'm on 60. I know that I'm on 1920, 1080. Okay, next. Do we want to use Twitch? So here you guys go. Are you streaming to YouTube or are you streaming to Twitch? We're going to use Twitch just because it's a little bit easier and faster. But you also do this with YouTube as well. So we're going to connect and we're going to go ahead and, guys, it's super easy. Follow the prompts if you already have your Twitch account. If you don't, I definitely recommend making one of those. Again, if you guys want one of those videos on how to start a Twitch account, leave a comment down below and I'll make one for you and I'll tag you in it. But I'm going to connect this, so we'll be right back. Okay, guys, we connected and logged into our Twitch account. Now you have disconnect, which obviously we're not trying to do that. We're literally starting. Prefer hardware encoding, estimate bitrate, just leave these checked. You can test here. I don't recommend using here. We'll use something online for that later in that step. So right now, what OBS is doing is it's testing your computer, seeing kind of where it's at, kind of giving you some default settings. We're not going to use those, but we still kind of have to go through this process. We could cancel it, but I found that it's just easier just to let it do its thing, and then we'll go through and manually change everything in future videos. Okay, guys, the test has completed. Now we have here server Twitch. Obviously, I'm using the Garland, Texas servers. Video bitrate's already at 6,000, which is pretty much the max that you're going to be able to do on Twitch. There's talks where you can change it to 8,000 and partners get this and that. If you're just now starting, none of that matters to you. 6 is going to be your max if your internet allows it. So 6 is where we're going to be anyways. Here it's got your encoders that it wants to use, recording quality, all that stuff. So just apply those settings. Great. All right. And it's automatically going to pop in my Twitch chat, which is super cool. We're going to go ahead and make this big screen. I don't know why I didn't have that already. So a lot of these little widgets and things are going to pop up for Twitch. For right now, I think I'm just going to get rid of them, and I'll show you guys later how to put those up, just because we want a clean OBS. All right, so here's our OBS. It's super clean, brand new. As you guys can see, we've never used it. You guys just watch me download it. Okay, so you have, this is your main canvas. It's called a canvas. This is where whatever you want to put out into the world is going to be shown right here. This big blank area right here is literally just a blank area. There's nothing to it. I could have put the Twitch chat there or something like that, put a dock there. That's basically empty space for you to use, for you to see. Your viewers are only going to see inside this square right here, okay? So you have scenes. So scenes are like, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. So scene. So if I'm on this scene, which would we'll make here in a minute, this could be like your intro scene or your just chatting scene or your game scene. So scenes and sources. Sources are the things that go into the scene to show you, to see, or to control what's in that specific scene. So let's go ahead and rename this by right-clicking on it. We're going to rename it, and we'll just call it, we'll call it chat. We'll start with a chat. Oops, I can't spell today. We'll call it a chat scene, okay? We'll name it chat. Just click away from it. It saves. Source. So we're going to go to source. Now, I don't have a camera hooked up to this PC. But let's say we wanted to add a video capture device, okay? So I'm going down here to this plus right here. I'm hitting plus, and I'm going to add, you have all these things. Don't get too crazy about it. You know, we can read through those, all that. Right here, there's little pictures to help you. Literally, video capture device, okay? And whatever your camera is, so like I use a Sony, so I'm just going to name it Sony Cam. And it's important to name these things. Don't go skipping around naming stuff. Don't be trying to be too fast. Like this is going to help you in the long run. It's good to name your items. That way you can find them, and when there's an issue in the future, or if you need to make a change or anything like that, take the time now to save you time later. Hit OK. Now, this little screen is going to pop up. It's going to ask you what device. So you want to look. I don't have literally anything. We'll be right back. Let me plug in an old camera just so I can show you guys exactly how to do this. Okay, we have an old camera plugged in. Be aware, this is going to be a weird angle, weird quality. As a streamer, you start out with what you can. First off, you shouldn't spend a lot of money into this right off the rips. If you got it, by all means, go for it. But you know what, a lot of mistakes I think new streamers make is they come in, they drop 5, 6, 8, 10 grand if they got it. And then they give up within 3 months because it's hard. It's hard out here to be a streamer. It's hard to get engagement and stuff like that, especially when you're learning. It's supposed to be slow. It's supposed to be a slow process. It's not supposed to be overnight, guys. You got to learn. So anyway, so forgive the quality, forgive the angle. We're not worried about those things right now. Those are things that you'll worry about on your own for your setup, where to put the camera, how to face the camera, all that jazz. Just figuring out what is best for your setup and your look. Okay, guys, so back to what I named it, Sony Camera. Double click it, we'll find it. I deactivated it just so it wasn't on the screen already. But anyways, you click here, your options for a camera will pop up. If you're using a capture card, if you're that advanced already, you already have a capture card. Sometimes that pops up here too. Just ignore it. Hit the camera. This is literally my first camera I ever had, the C920. I was like, can I not at least find the Brio? Like I have a second upgrade after that, but we didn't find it. So anyway, so activate it. Okay. Boom, camera's on there. You can play around with it, put it wherever you want, as long as it's unlocked, as you see right here. You can put it, here, whatever. Most people, they do corners. Some guys put it like right here. Just depends on where you want it. Again, ignore the angle. I mean, you guys see the big difference between this camera and that. Like oh man, upgrades over time, man. Anyways, you can size it, you can do this stuff. This is a really cool tip. Pay attention here, don't skip. Okay. If you press shift on your keyboard and then go to this square or any of the squares and click on it, you're able to manipulate like that. Now, as you see, it warps the camera, so it's not really something you want to use, right? So, but for whatever uses, sometimes like with camera borders and things like that, where it doesn't really distort it too bad, you kind of want to use that. So again, that shift and then move. It's super good. But you also have the option of Alt, where it'll like crop it out for you. And this is something that helps a lot. So hold Alt on your keyboard, go to that, and now it's just going to cut that out. And it's not going to distort my camera, but now you're not going to get the bottom half. Maybe, you know, I don't want it. Maybe I don't want people to see with this Warzone fridge that I'm not too proud of over here. You know, maybe I'm like, man, I should have bought that. That was a waste of money. It wasn't. It's super amazing. I love it. Boom, crop it. I just want a face cam. Just, you know, I'm like, hey, you know, just on my face. Now, obviously, if I move out, right, that's ridiculous. We're not going to use that ever. But if I wanted to, that's what I would do here. And then I'm free to move it around for whatever reason. Now I just got to make sure I stay right here. Don't move around. But anyway, so that's how you crop an Alt, or crop using Alt. I apologize. Your camera. Okay, so just again, hold down the button, move these. Super useful. You can move it. There's a couple things you can do here. You can go to the source, right click it. Again, this is, you know, this is a little overwhelming. I get it. You can set color. We don't want to mess with that. We want clear. You can rename it if you want to. So if I don't want to name it Sony camera, like this is a C10, so I'm going to rename it C10 cam, because that's what it technically is. Right click it again. You can remove it, delete it, whatever. You can order it where, like, so in your source list, you can move it up or down on sources so they're on top of each other, because it just stacks, which we're not worried about right now. You can transform it. This tool's very cool. You can rotate it 90 degrees here, go back to transform, probably rotate it back in the opposite way, have it the way it's supposed to be. You also have this little circle up here that you can grab and rotate cameras. I know for those of you guys who maybe have used this tool before, you're like, why is he going so in depth with basic things? Again, this is for the person that's not really with it with PCs. You're brand new to OBS. You're just not starting out, spending a lot of time on just camera, because a lot of the things that I can show you with the camera, we now don't have to talk about in the future. So again, sorry if this feels like it's dragging on, but I'm really trying to help somebody that, if they were like me, who just never used a computer before wanting to stream, here you are. Okay, anyways, so yeah, you can rotate it like that. Again, I'm just going to right click it, go to transform. Just a lot of cool tools here. You can flip it horizontally, which is boom. That's really cool. So now my shirt reads backwards, right? That's exactly why I want it to be the other way. Now you can read my shirt on there, right? So people don't have to be like, what's your shirt say? You know, some people struggle to flip it. That's just a preference thing, guys. That's just me. Okay, that's how I like my camera. Anyways, transformer, transform, guys. Again, you guys can do whatever you want. This is your show. I'm just trying to help you understand how to use the tools to run your production. Okay. Flip vertically, obviously up and down. Now I'm upside down. Whoa, whatever, dude. Okay, we're gonna go back, fix it so we don't confuse people. Transform, I'm telling you, we can do a lot in transform. It's super cool. What I really like and what I use the most is center, when I'm trying to center something. So if I center horizontally, this is now, boom, right in the middle from left to right. Okay, now it's not right in the middle vertically. Okay, so I wanna go back to transform and then center vertically. Now we're dead in the middle of the screen. Okay, so if for whatever reason you wanted to center something that way, there it is. You also have a fit that I use pretty much. Yeah, fit to screen. Boom. Now we still have these borders because my camera is not the same resolution as the base canvas, which is something we set up, which we'll go through settings again if you guys need to fix it. But this is where that Alt tool would come in. All right, oops. Yeah, this is where that Alt tool would come in, but it's not going to do it because So as you guys see, now the Alt's not working all of a sudden because look what it's doing. You're like, what is it doing? All you have to do is kind of unfit it or reset it. Reset transformation. Boom. We reset it because what it wanted to do is make it perfect. So now I'm either doing this, right? And like now you have this empty space. Maybe you don't want that. You definitely don't want that if you're streaming, right? I can put it in the middle, right? What I would do to get away with this is like add something here like follower count or something. Just adding things, because I really wouldn't want to mess with this camera if this was my resolution. If I wanted to do full screen like I started the video with, you could change, you could just make it fit this way, like this. You're losing some quality here, as you guys can see. You got a little fuzzier. Yeah, I just don't recommend doing it that way. I'd rather just kind of hide the flaws of the cheaper camera, and I would just put, you know, I'd probably put myself in the corner, put like a thank you followers or something here, just whatever, man. Just mask it as good as you can. Work with what you got. Excuse me. But yeah, so those are those things. Transform again. I mean, there's stretch to screen, which will do that now. So instead of having those black borders, but now you can tell my camera it's stretched. That doesn't look. It's not a good look. Okay, people can tell. All right, and you won't think it. You know, if you're new to being online streaming and stuff, people will call you out for like, why is your camera so stretched? And you're like, how did you know? People are pretty ruthless online. I'm not gonna lie. All right, they see these stuff. All right, so we're just gonna reset it. All right, so that's pretty much it with camera. I think that's enough. One thing I would say is be careful if your camera has a microphone on it, and we'll do a full video on just audio, but you want to make sure that your camera's mic is not picking up audio, because that's the worst for your stream or for your recording. Okay, so this video is dragging on a little bit. I want to make segments for everything, guys. Stick with me here before we go. Like, settings is going to be a whole video. Audio will be a whole video, stuff like that. But we're still talking about scenes and sources here. So if I go down here to this plus sign, I can add a new scene. And now it's automatically going to be scene 2, but I can name it whatever I want. So maybe I want it to be game scene, right? Oops. Game. Hit OK. All right. Now your sources are gone. You're like, oh my gosh, that's because you're in a different scene. Okay. So in this scene, I have a camera. In this scene, I have nothing. It's brand new. Does that make sense? So now I have to add something. So now I want to go to my video capture, window capture, display capture, or game capture. Okay. So I don't have my, again, this is my gaming PC. So I game straight off this. So let's just save some time here and open up Warzone. Okay, so I'm doing everything from one monitor, so it might look a little weird. Definitely recommend having 2 monitors. One should have your OBS, one should have your game. Personally, I don't recommend streaming and gaming from the same monitor or from the same PC. Like, that's a whole thing. I literally have a stream PC for just streaming because it takes a big bulk of, you know, internet and processing power. And then I have the PC for just gaming. But we're doing this for the sake of the video, just so you guys understand how to use it. So since everything's on the same PC, again, I would hope to have 2 monitors, one for OBS, one for game. All this stuff is still possible on one. It's just not as easy. Definitely seeing your chat is hard. There's tools and stuff like that nowadays for it. So it is all doable from one monitor. If the budget's a little tight, guys, we get it. All right. But anyway, so we're in the game scene. Now we're going to go here. We're going to add game capture. Okay. We're going to capture the game because it's on the same PC. If I was using a console or another PC, what I would be wanting to do is look for this video capture device, because that would be my capture card. And then that's how I would get it. Or if I'm doing window capture, which you can do, it's a personal preference. I don't like it. It is doable. Display capture. So if you have multiple screens, you can capture a whole screen. But we're going to be using game capture. We're just going to leave it as game capture. Or if you just don't like the word capture for whatever reason, you could just leave it as game. I don't know. I don't think it'll let you actually, because the scene, maybe it will. You can't have things named the same exact thing. So I wasn't sure. Capture any full size application. If you're on one monitor, this is going to be really hard for you to use because you only have the one monitor. So I would use a specific window. Now you get another option for your window here. And then you go, boom, Call of Duty. There it is. Okay. And then hit OK. So now, like, it's weird. Like, you see how this is all weirded out and the red lines over there? It started off way too big. Okay, so all we're going to do, guys, remember, we already learned how to do this. Right click, transform, fit to screen. Boom, there's my game. Okay, look at me. I'm a little sweat. 45, yeah. Anyways, all right, here we go. So there's my full gameplay that you guys can see. Now here's something super cool, guys. I'm streaming, right? They want to see me. So I'm going to hit plus. I'm going to go back to that video capture device. Now, I don't have to create a new one because my C10 is right there. This is why it's important to name your stuff correctly. I can add existing, add my camera, hit OK. Boom, here I am. on top of my gameplay. So now I'm almost there, guys. I'm a legit streamer. I can play my game and my camera's on. So here's where that crop tool comes in, guys. Everything's starting to come together here. And I'm gonna alt because I'm like, man, I want as much of my game as possible in here. So I'm gonna get rid of all that. Right? Boom. Now I'm here. I don't plan on moving around too much, right? Still got some decent move to, you know, whatever. And boom, I'm here. What is up, guys? You're ready to start streaming. This is like a basic layout. Obviously, there's 1,000 things we can do that we'll cover in future videos, but this is the most basic to get you started. Guys, in the video coming next, we're going to go over your settings. That way, when you send your stream out, it's not, you know, glitchy and you have audio and all that. That'll be the third video we're going to be doing is audio. So stick with me. This was just downloading it and understanding your scenes and your sources. There's a lot more to do in sources. We'll climb those hills and fight those battles when we get there. But I just wanted to give you guys the basics. Guys, please leave a like, a sub to the channel. Join as a member if you want, if you guys are liking the content. Guys, there's still a lot more to come. We have a lot of videos to pump out for 2025. Thank you guys so much. Leave a comment down below if you have specific questions or you need help, so we can make sure to add that to our video list. Thank you guys so much. Again, my name is Aztec, and I will see you guys in the next one.